65 years or older? Good news. Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. It's true. For most people, your health insurance program increases as you grow older. That's why the state of Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. If you are 65 years and older, there's one thing we can all agree on. Your health and well-being is important. Whether you are a recent green card holder or retiree, asylee or without paper, you're now eligible for the Illinois Medicaid Health Insurance Program. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. Documents needed to apply: your proof of ID, your proof of address, and your proof of income.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching from. My name is Alfred Amuzu, and this is the Ghana Agenda for April 23rd, 2022. Today, we are talking about two topics. The first one being the EIU, which is the Economic Intelligence Unit's country report on Ghana, which is something they do every 2 months. Every 2 months, they release this periodic called the country report. They do it on a lot of countries. I'm sure, I don't know if a country exists in today's world that does not have coverage from the Economic Intelligence Unit. But essentially what they do is analyze the country, talk about things that are happening politically, talk about election watch, and then economics. They talk about the numbers. I rely on that report very often for my presentations. And this year's, or the one they just released in April, has caught some attention in our country because they made some emphatic predictions or forecasts, a forecast that they've actually been making for the last year or so, but it just now caught attention of the media and is being talked about. So we are going to analyze that to see what exactly it's in the country reports and how should we consume these reports. Also, we'll be talking about something that has been in the grapevine. Like they said, there is no smoke without fire. It appears that these allegations that we've been hearing as rumor about Sawa Bruni and our president has actually come to the forth with an interview done by Kevin Taylor on Sunday of last week, where Sawa Bruni had shown some videos and made some allegations of robbery against her, etc. She made so many allegations, and now the new the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has taken this matter up and wants to investigate and where they find some malfeasance, because the Constitution in Article 69 says the president is impeachable, or impeachment proceedings can be initiated if the president is found to have brought the name of the country and the office of the presidency into disrepute. And that is the basis on which the NDC is saying that they would like to, or they've initiated the processes to, start the impeachment of President Nana Akufo-Addo. Should that be necessary at this point? I'm going to present these two topics for my guests who are regular on this program, Efa Mayal, who speaks for the MPP, and also Paul Isosu of the NDC would be helping me today break down what we heard from the NDC as far as impeachment is concerned, and how we should actually analyze and consume the information that we get every 2 months from the Economic Intelligence Unit. If you're watching the show, please share the link so that others can also enjoy it. I have here Mr. Mauko Atisu watching. He says, "You are really doing a great job." Thanks, Mr. Mauko, for that comment there. I really appreciate it. Mauko happens to come from my village in Aflao. So to all my Aflao people watching, I really appreciate your support week by week. This program is dedicated to my dear sister who we just actually lost in Aflao. I'm talking here about, let me get the name for you real quick. Yeah, so if you're watching the program, please share the link so that others can also join and get engaged in the conversation. I'm talking about Anita Lamte, who is being buried this weekend in Aflao. If you're watching, please go and support Anita's burial, which is occurring. I think today is the wakekeeping, and tomorrow will be the funeral services itself. So please, if you know Anita, yes, she's getting buried, and so go and support her. And the program is in solidarity with you, and we mourn with you. So on that note, let me take a quick break so I can see if my guests are situated, so we can have the conversation started. Please share the link so that others who can benefit from this program can also join us. Again, my name is Alfred Amuzu, and this is the Ghana Agenda. We will be right back.
Are you 65 years or older? Good news. Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. It's true. For most people, your health insurance program increases as you grow older. That's why the state of Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. If you are 65 years and older, there's one thing we can all agree on. Your health and well-being is important. Whether you are a recent green card holder or retiree, asylee or without paper, you're now eligible for the Illinois Medicaid Health Insurance Program. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. Documents needed to apply: your proof of ID, your proof of address, and your proof of income.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. My guests are getting ready to join the shows. But in the meantime, let's talk about the EIU report, which is the Economic Intelligence Unit's report, what we call the country report on Ghana. So this report, like I already stated, it's something that is released on biannual basis. In other words, they release it once every 2 months. Kind of coincides with when the Bank of Ghana would also publish the MPC, which is the Monetary Policy Committee meetings information, which pretty much it's a data reporting out on how the economy has fared for at least 2 years. And we do that every two months. Every 2 months. So the Economic Intelligence Report will also do a 2 months report. The last one was done in April, and we're going to have another one in June. And since 2021, they've been making some predictions or forecasts. And this forecast seeks to say that if elections were held today, that the NDC is likely to win. Okay, let me repeat that. So their forecast is that if elections were to be held today, or the 2024 elections, that the NDC is likely to win that election. That has been their baseline forecast. What we mean by baseline forecast is that it is their main forecast, and every 2 months they'll come and report out again to see if anything has changed since that last forecast. Matter of fact, they actually forecast for the next 5 years. So it's a rolling on forecast. In other words, if things change, they come back and update, and then would provide the updated information to. If I can see you joined. Welcome to the show. When you're ready, show your camera so we can see your beautiful face, sir. Okay, so while we wait for Afar to actually show his face to us, I'm going to continue to address what the reports on Ghana says from the Economic Intelligence Unit. This is a report that, matter of fact, it costs $900 a year. So if you are interested in hearing or getting their periodic releases, you can go to the EIU's website and subscribe, and you can, get access to these reports, which usually looks at all things Ghana and kind of provides an intelligence briefing on Ghana. What that means is not like they are doing a poll and interviewing people, but this is just their take on things in terms of all the news that they gather, in terms of their people on the ground, and they actually have a metrics that is published on their website that talks about how they actually gather this information for their report. So if you're interested, that is actually available for you. I think the way they put the report together is available for you to interrogate. But essentially, what they do is, they have this 5-year out forecast for each country that they report on, and they update that forecast every 2 months. Every 2 months, they'll come and say, our forecast remains the same or our forecast has changed. In fact, over the last 1.5 years, they've even been forecasting that the Western Togoland part of, Ghana, which is the Volta region, will see some sort of agitations, or that people are going to pick arms and fight against Ghana. And we haven't seen that happen. So it is not always clear-cut that what they forecast would actually materialize. Sometimes those things will happen. Sometimes it wouldn't happen. If you're there, say something so I can know that your sound is okay. We on Ghana Agenda.
I can hear you loud and clear. I'll be on the camera very soon.
Thank you. So let me lay the background as we wait for you and Paul to also join us so we can start the conversation. All right. So this forecast is something we in the Ghana Agenda have been talking about. We've used that as the basis of our analysis over several shows. And this time around, what is different is that in saying that the NDC is likely to win the next election, they've also made some additional forecast, which is that the chances of the NDC is enhanced if they would introduce a different candidate other than John Dramani Mahama, considering that John Dramani Mahama was run a couple of times, and I think twice also has been rejected by the voters. They think a fresh candidate would do the NDC good or would enhance the NDC's chances. So people are, taking this and they're saying, well, what it means is that, the NDC should change their candidates, that John Mahama is not a winnable or is not a winning candidate or will not be able to win the next election for the NDC. And the NDC is saying, hell no. Most of the people I hear from the NDC are saying, heck no, that is not true. That they do not necessarily believe that introducing a new candidate at this time, when John Dramani Mahama is highly, advertised, highly sold to the public, is the way to go. But I wouldn't be the one speaking for them. Paul Disoso will be here to cover that. And I also know that FR disagrees. FR thinks John Dramani Mahama's time as the leader of the country has come and gone, and that is likely not to see or get that opportunity again. Now, yeah, he's free to say so. Of course, we also know that the season is upon us. The political season is upon us, and it's in full swing. And that's why you are hearing all these things. You're hearing all these things because 2024 is getting closer, and the positioning, the juxtaposition, people are beginning to, in fact, position themselves for lifetime legacy. You are calling me, test me instead so I can answer you. So people are positioning themselves so they can, context for the higher office of president for our country. And we know Dr. Bawumia is doing his share, is giving his speeches. We just, took that last speech he gave the other time, decomposed it, analyzed it, and shared our opinion on it on our last show. So if you missed that, please go back and watch that. I think that is a great show. And of course, there is also a poll that is currently being debated in Ghana. and that poll apparently is saying that Alan Sharmatin is leading Bawumia in the context to become the flag bearer of the MPP. All these are just polls, let's be reminded. Or they are just opinions of periodicals like the intelligence unit or the economic intelligence unit and others. It doesn't necessarily mean that yes, they will come true. You know, they've gotten it correct sometimes they've gotten it wrong. In fact, somebody reminded me that the economic intelligence units forecasted that Atiku was going to be the president of Nigeria in the last election, and that didn't come through. So how do we consume this information is the question I ask. And I am lucky today to be joined again by the venerable, hardworking Kakape, which means that ant that when it bites you, even your generations and future generations will continue to feel the pain. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Amuzu, thank you very much, and thank you for the wonderful introduction, not to me, but to the show, and giving all the historical and, you know, all sides to it. That's what I love about this show, you know, well read, you know, you go deep into it so that if people come here and they are not even, you know, prepared, they can take information from yours and be able to deliver, and we'll have a good program. Keep it up, my brother.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So, Kakape, so Kakape, we've been talking on our platform. You know, what people should know is when the show is over, it's not over with us. We still are, you know, we are still in the background, continuing to debate, continuing to chart a path for Ghana in our own small way. And in doing so, I've heard you say so much. Maybe it's by coincidence that you and I are in red today.
I know, right? Yeah, maybe today there will be fire.
I see that. Yeah, so I had the opportunity to hear your perspective on this report that we will be talking about today, which is the country report by the Economic Intelligence Unit that is predicting that the NDC is likely to win the 2024 election, but at the same time, their chances are going to be better if they were to, say, introduce a newer candidate or a fresh face, and not come with John Dramani Mahama. Now, that opportunity I had to read what you have to say is privilege. But if you don't mind, please extend that privilege to the listening public so they can also hear what your take on that report is. So what is your general assessment of the prediction and the forecast? Do you agree that the NDC is going to win the 2024 election? And do you also think that perhaps it is necessary that they change their candidate in order to be successful in that feat?
Thank you very much, Alfred. And before I made comment on the EIU report, I want to appreciate the opportunity given, and I want to thank our listeners that, you know, you see, coming here is like opening a store or getting into business. You know, you open a store and nobody comes to buy. You sit down there and you get, you know, you gotta fold up again. So when we come here, it gets heated, and we read about their comments and stuff like that. Me, for instance, I appreciate when they bash me, when they, you know, use harsh words on me, and it is part of their whole process of, you know, reaction to what we say and stuff like that. And, you know, we wish they can say it in a better way, but, you know, sometimes people are emotional, and it's all part of the game. We've been in the game for a very long time. So, you know, for some of us, we've developed the shocks to be able to take some of these bites and stuff like that. But we appreciate that they come and watch, and we don't intend annoying anybody. We just make our comments and our views based on our knowledge and the way we think the nation should be run, on leadership, on governance, on the economy, on security, on a whole broad of topics that, you know, are presented here. So We respect them, and we're always going to come here and make sure that we deliver to the best of their ability. Sometimes we are biased because, we belong to this and we are here. So that informs our biasness, and it comes into our delivery. But as much as possible, for some of us, and I know even people on the other side, they are genuine in their submission, even though you may not like it. We are very genuine in our submission, and we believe that we strongly have the various policies that will help move the country forward. And so, having said that, I want to appreciate and I want to thank them for always coming. We pray for them, and I hope they also pray for us that we have the energy and be here. And I always want to say, you see, I was supposed to have a meeting last week, was postponed to this year. But because of the commitment, when I missed this program, it pains me so much. So I had to tell them to postpone it to next week again, and possibly on a Sunday, which is impossible, but at least to be able to get a time and come here and do justice to the topic. So, we are also putting in a lot to make sure this program becomes the best Ghanaian diaspora show out there. Now, so let's get to the topic.
Right.
So, if you read the whole topic, they were basing their report on 3 thematic areas, right?
Uh-huh.
So the 3 thematic areas being infrastructure, employment, and the fight against corruption, anti-corruption policy and stuff like that, anti-corruption fight.
Uh-huh.
Infrastructure and employment. Now, they couldn't have chosen a better thematic areas to put their because that is what the electorates are looking at. Right. We need roads, we need schools, we need hospitals. So who will lead this agenda? These 3 areas. Who is the best of candidates? So if you have candidates, candidates that are coming are new. They are different from candidates that have been tried before. We must get these 2 scenarios very clearly. Atta Mills, before he was elected, is different from, say, Mahama coming in as a former president, a one-term to use president. So those are 2 scenarios and stuff like that. So we have opportunity to compare records. Right. To compare your records, and then we'll be able to say, so you came. So let's look at infrastructure and look at the general governance that we had. What were you able to do? What was your rule? And that given the opportunity, are we going to have the same, or it's going to be different? So that is very key. That is very significant. So we in the NPP believe that if you take these 3 areas, right, we are beating the NDC come 2024 elections. No 2 ways about that. Right. That is not to say that we don't respect what the EIU. I mean, we respect research and stuff like that. So if you will see, we've subjected it to various critiques, just as the NDC have subjected it to various critiques. That no. Even though you said this, we believe we can do this. And they have a right to do that. And then they can also do certain homework based on certain key things. They will look at it and see, does this matter to me? So if we decide that Mahama is the one that is going to be, which is what we think Mahama will win anyway. So we don't really think there's anybody that can beat him unless something happens. We think he's going to come. And if he is coming, then we believe that we are going to beat him again, regardless of which candidate we present in 2024. Even though, when you come to us too, among the leading candidates, people are also making predictions that if it is this candidate, this is what the results will be. If it is that candidate, what is wrong. But we want people to know that the elections in 2024 is going to be we will force the NDC, we will force Mahama to say that, let us not talk about infrastructure no more. Let's talk about something else. Because right now, Mahama, infrastructure, Mahama. But by 2024,
let me just get you right. You are saying that the MPP is really preparing for a second or a third coming or a third encounter with Mahama on the election front. That it is going to be Mahama. So
no, we are not preparing for Mahama. We are preparing for NDC, right?
Okay.
But we believe that Mahama is the one that is going to win. But your belief that something might happen, it might change. So it doesn't really matter whether it's Mahama or not Mahama. Right. All that we are saying is that in 2024, NPP will win. You get my point? Because if you look at what the Ghanaian people are looking for, right? We have not provided every aspect of or all of what they're looking for, but we've done most of them. And we believe based on that, they're going to renew them, but they're going to trust us that, okay, so let's look at these two candidates and let's look at these two political parties. It is this party that can do the job, and that will be NPP and not NDC. So that is a fact. Now, so let's go into specifics. I think when it comes to infrastructure, NDC will say they beat us. We say we're going to beat us, but we can. The good people of Ghana will make a judgment on that.
So I do want to clarify this part though. The fact that the NDC, the MPP thinks that Mahama would be the one leading the ticket for NDC, that kind of puts this report, the content of this report, into question, because they are saying, well, they are not saying it's not going to be Mahama. They're just saying that the fortunes of NDC would improve if they would introduce a fresher face or a fresher candidate. So, but you don't think that is going to happen. You think Mahama is the one who is going to lead the NDC. And so it just makes logically, or it follows logically that the MPP will be preparing for Mahama. Wouldn't that be the truth?
So we are not, so, I mean, you can put it that way, and that will not be far from the truth. But we are not preparing for Mahama per se, okay? We are preparing for NDC because we're going to face the NDC. So depending on how the conversation is going to go, right? You will talk about Mahama. Depending on how it's going to go, you're going to talk about NDC. Okay. So we are preparing holistically to, approach this election just as we've done in previous, but adding more vim to it because, when you're going into your second term, like getting to the end of your second term, there are a lot of things you need to put in place.
Right.
And we believe that, we are going to put all those in place. We'll make little, things that we need to patch up and stuff like that, and make sure that the wheel and the ground and everything is well in place, and that we are confident. We are very confident that the good people of Ghana are going to renew our mandate. The report, some of these reports are good, but it is not. I don't think that if you are a political party and you don't have your own internal mechanism to generate your own results and stuff like that, but you are just, fishing out there, thinking that some people gotta say something to favor you or some kind of thing gotta come out there, then the seriousness is in question, and it even questions your ability to handle the whole country, because if you cannot handle
we know that the parties have their own internal mechanism.
Exactly. And sometimes politically, and I might be, they will not, even when they do the research and the research says this, they will come to the public and say otherwise. You get what I mean?
Everybody will say what benefits them, right?
So exactly.
But the point is, when we get these outside ones they go to confirm what is known internally already. It could be that the NDC is aware that perhaps a fresher candidate might improve their fortunes, but like you said, it appears.
They know they're losing, but it's Takashi. You know the word Takashi.
No, they don't think they are losing.
The word is Takashi. Ankoyin. So you want to prove, say, So they will, if they are losing, right, they will lose with a good fight.
Right.
And I mean that you can be rest assured that when it comes to Ghana politics, the two political parties, win or lose, they're going to give you a fight. And that is good, though. That is good. We wish we'll get a third horse to, also kind of neutralize the dominance of the two. But unfortunately, this is what we got to deal with. Lifetime legacy. I salute.
All right, great. I think we also have Kojo DC who joined us. Kojo, thanks for joining. I keep muting your mic every minute. We also have Kojo DC who joined us. Kojo. Okay, I think Kojo, we're getting some feedback from Kojo, so I was muting his mic just to make sure that.
Where I am. I'm sorry, yes. Where I am wasn't proper. That's why I'm off camera today. But
okay.
Kojo, what are you doing behind the scenes?
I own a truck company. I'm at the shovel.
All right, we'll definitely have to advertise your truck company so people who are here listening to us who have the need can definitely reach out to Kojo for transportation services, etc. So Kojo, in the background, let's get all the services that you provide so we can continue to promote you as well. But Kojo, I don't know. I'm not sure if you are doing some errands for the president and Akufo-Addo since now.
My boss is there. He can fight that, but for me, no. That's why I have my boss.
It's good to know. It's good to know. All right. So since I heard, from the NDC side, let me kind of balance it up a little bit with, the voice of the opposition and see what they have to say to the report that we received. And then I'll bring you back in, Kojo. So sit tight for me, please. Lifetime Legacy. Welcome to the show, my brother. The question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, the issue here is that these predictions that has now entered into the mainstream and everybody's discussing is something that we have seen, for almost a whole year, where the EIU, which is the Economic Intelligence Unit, which is sort of a news, it's part of the Economic Magazine, right? And this branch of the magazine does intelligent analysis, mostly to support businesses. So as a business, okay, what is happening? I'm trying to invest in this country. What is happening in that country from a political standpoint, economic standpoint, from elections, etc., so that I know that my capital is going to be safe when I do that investment. So usually this is a magazine that satisfies that need, but it has been hijacked by the political parties, and people usually take some of their reporting a little seriously. I quote from them all the time. You do as well, and I share that information with you on as soon as I get them. This time around, they are saying that, or they've been saying this for the whole year, that the NDC is likely to win the 2024 election, and that they need a fresher face. They don't want that fresher face will improve the chances. What do you think about that? Do you think, Mahama has, run his course, that we should, find some other candidates? We hear Komla Dumor is stirring the waters, and a few other people are showing interest. What is your position on this?
Alfred, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here once again. And thanks to my regards to my brother Efa and Kojo, who decided to go faceless, as I'm coming to address. And also, I would like to extend the greetings to our viewers and listeners. Alfred, for me, I am not going to dispute whatever their research findings are. Neither am I going to put premium on that research. I'm saying this because these are mostly institutions that, in as much as they might have their ears on the ground on TV activities that goes on within the country, they are not directly connected to the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets. So I am not, even in as much as I am not going to rubbish their findings, I am not going to add so much premium onto it. Ghanaians, as the tradition have been over the last, under this Fourth Republic. We all know every 8 years, power change hand. That have become a convention, or more or less a culture to Ghanaians now. So even day nursery people can even come out to say that, oh, from where I sit, NDC is going to win the next election by virtue of looking at the past history as far as the Fourth Republic is concerned. So I will describe this thing as a, what do you call it? A gambling or lotto form of prediction. It is something that my brother Ifa and even deep within the Akufo-Addo's heart, they know very well that 2024 NDC is taking the election. After, I will be quick to add that 2020 election, NDC won the election. NDC won the election. It is just that we have a referee who decided to be biased. I say this because when you look at the number of seats NDC won, before our hands were twisted to collect some of the seats, at least a minimum of about 5. If the election should go, or the electoral commissioner was neutral, like the way it's supposed to be, Mahama would have been a president by now. Notwithstanding, I think Ghanaians have seen it, and in as much as you are a host and you are a neutral person, you deep within your heart, you know that NDC won the election. And that is what we have currently as a parliament. You get it? So any person who also says that I didn't read the research findings myself, but from what I have monitored so far, my attention have been drawn to the fact that
I can give you a quick read just so we are all on the same page on it. The portion that everybody's really talking about is the election watch, which is saying that the next parliamentary and presidential elections are due in 2024, and the constitutionally mandated term limits the incumbent president, Mr. Akufo-Addo, cannot run for a third term. The former president, John Dramani Mahama, is reportedly considering running again, but we expect the opposition, NDC, to try to revitalize its prospects with a fresh candidate. Our baseline forecast is that ongoing public dissatisfaction with the slow pace of improvement in governance, such as infrastructure development, job creation, and easing of corruption, would trigger anti-incumbency factors and push the electorate to seek a change. The NDC therefore stands a reasonable chance of winning the 2024 election. Okay.
So, Alfred, I didn't hear any or see any line that is talking about NDC must change a candidate.
Yeah.
They were not emphatic. They didn't make an emphatic statement that NDC must change a candidate.
Correct.
So I don't know where the lazy journalists within the country, I don't know which reports they read or aspect of the line they read, and they were all over saying that the research is saying that group is saying that a candidate should be changed. Besides, what are the MPP scared of about Mahama? I don't know what they are scared of. What are they scared of? Because it looks like anything that is associated with Mahama, and my brother Ifa is very good in doing that. Anything that is associated with Mahama, then as in our local language, we say, "Na you get it." Anytime they hear the name Mahama or JM for short, then it becomes a problem.
Right.
NDC is a democratic party. When the time is due for the presidential primaries, nomination will be open. Every interested person who is a card-bearing member with a good standing of the party is entitled to contest. Nobody would deny any person opportunity to contest.
Okay.
Like I said, when you look at prior to 2018, we have the current Speaker of Parliament, Guzitano, Professor Joshua Alabi and Sylvester Mensah contesting the former president. And he won the election, or he made them over 96% of the votes. And the base of the party, I can tell you on authority from where I see it,
Right.
that if presidential primaries should be held today, Mahama is going to get not anything less than 99% of the turnout.
Okay, so that's your view. You think when primaries are held today, Mahama. So I think you agree with the fact that Mahama is going to definitely be the presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress. On that note, let me
Please, in wrapping up, let me use the medium to also to tell the MPP people that if any person thinks Mahama is not marketable, they should look at the turnout of 2020 election.
Okay.
That should be a lesson to them.
Okay.
And I'll tell them on authority that 2024, Mahama is forming the next government.
2025 in that
2025, Mahama is forming the next government.
Perfect. I don't know that we're going to form an election. We're going to form a government before this administration ends, but we take it like that. All right. All right. Thanks for that submission. Let me bring in my professor who is in the transportation business. I'm sure he said he said he's not doing any errands for the president at the moment. But hey, a lot of people say that, and then we find out from so that, you know, they've actually been busy behind the scene doing some work, which is the next thing we'll be talking about. So welcome to the show again, my big brother Kujo DC, who is busy trying to make money at the same time. Also,
you see, you see, just to let you know, I'm kind of busy, but for the respect of this show and you, and then the friends and audience, and then I have to be in the sea. I just bought this truck, so I have to work a little bit on it. That is the reason why I'm kind of off and on. So I am not hiding, like my brother is saying. It's like we've gone faceless. I'm not being faceless. You look at it. You see, I just bought it. Yeah, their transport services. You see, it's just a brand new truck I just bought.
That is a good investment.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother. This is the second one. I have two of them. So
that is good. That's great.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk in the background because I have a lot of truck owners who are my task clients. So I know a little bit about the industry as well as all the struggles. Yeah.
Maybe I have to get in touch with you to learn more things.
No problem at all.
And I got to get in touch with you to invest. There we go.
It's always the thing. Besides whatever we do, we are Ghanaians first of all, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And we are here for a reason. What is the reason? We're trying to find something and go back home.
Absolutely.
So I, for instance, don't care if you're NDC, MPP, blue, green, yellow. As long as we can put on ideas, we have to disagree and agree.
Absolutely.
As long as we can make everybody man, then if I have you in the NDC as a big businessman, I'm MPP and a good businessman, what is it that it is for? It's the development of, first of all, we and our families and the entire country. So it's a good thing for everybody to be part of something. As long as I have the knowledge, I will share. I don't care whoever comes in my way. So that is what I try to say on that. All right. So let's come to this very like my brother and my chairman already said, this is not really a news in terms of if power is going to be changed next year or the 2025.
Correct.
What everybody has put like some kind of premium on is like, is NDC going to change the former president, Excellency John Dramani Mahama? And if it happens to be, if they change it, they have more chances of winning. That is how it's kind of being quoted, in quote unquote. It's not a direct quote, but that's how the assumption has been like, oh yeah, if you change it, and it's if you're a neutral person, you might think, yeah, that would be a good thing for NDC to do in terms of the gentleman, if he even wins. You know how politics is. Your first term, people are now crying for you. Let me say that. And then you win. You have about a year or two to settle down. By the time you turn 3 years in government, you haven't really done anything. Like he said last time, and when he won the 2012 election, he said, any government comes into power in the next 2 years, you just is where you kind of settle, and then you start working on your thing. So you can't do anything, you can't make any magic, quoting his own words. Then it'll be third year, the fourth year, people will start be crying already in Ghana. What is the benefit for the NDC? With the exception of the benefit of the people who are pushing the ex-president to come into power for their own political interests. So if you want the betterment of the party, then what you do is like Jonathan did in Nigeria. He won one time, he lost. He also lost. He came in 2020, he lost again, right? I would have been a statesman and said, let me push somebody here so we can have the 8 years, if indeed Ghanaians want to do the 8-year term every year that we want, right? But now, we all know 100%, no, there's no speculation on this. Former President John Mahama is going to be the flag bearer of the NDC.
And
because
shouldn't that be a good thing considering the experience he has accumulated over the years? He hits the ground running. He's not going to have to learn or relearn anything that a newer person would have to now go and learn. So shouldn't we see that as a plus?
Oh yeah, it's a plus for the NDC. Remember, he's the only president.
For Ghana, right? Not NDC.
No.
He'll be a president.
No, yes, because it's not a plus for Ghana. He was the only president. Listen to me very well. He was an assemblyman. He started from the bottom. He became a minister. He became an MP. Became a minister. Became a vice president. He couldn't learn on the job. Why? When he had the power, become the president. He learned from the life right from the scratch. Assembly member, all of that to the top, and he couldn't perform. That's why he lost the election in 2016 and miserably. You know that. So the fact that he has learned is different between being orator and saying all sorts of things and having the power to take the actions, the necessary actions to move the country forward or to control things. He has not been able to do that. That is the fact, right? So yes, the experience, I will be the last person to say he doesn't have the experience. He has the experience, but what does he bring after all that experience? What does he bring? I don't see nothing. That's how I see it. Because somebody, even when NDC is bragging like, oh, we had the best economic growth in the history of Ghana, that was him being the vice president, being the head of the economic team in 2010 or 2011? That was 14.5%.
2011, 2013.
2011, yes, yeah. Once he became the president, you from 14.5% to 3.6.
But he also will tell you that he engineered the 8.1% that the Akufo-Addo government saw in 2017. Because nothing that the government did.
Who was the president?
Well, it doesn't.
2017.
So that is where we distort the issue again. Nothing that the government did actually manifested in that 8.1% recorded in 2017. That it was purely the work of the previous administration that actually, registered in 2017, and that has been the case.
That's not true. That's not true.
No. Yeah, I want him to learn, so I would just ask him. That's why. That is, you see, you can't just bring a government. You remember when you're going in 2016, right? Because it's election year, nobody reads any budget. You know that, right? So if you have not put any, there's no budget read in the year 2016. They just made appropriation of what you're going to, because they don't know what even it's going to be. The same government changing hands, or it's going to be another. There's always
the budget is presented in November of the year before. So in 2015, it was a budget presented.
Yeah, that was 2015. That ends in what?
That takes you all the way through to 2016 November for the provisional budget, because then there is the likelihood of whoever becoming.
So why did the economy grow when you did it in 2015? Why didn't it December? Remember, we go an election in December. Why is it that in 2016, when you've made all your plans, you still grow 3.6%? So don't bring even in there. You've read the budget for 2015 in anticipation of it's 2015-2016 budget. It's not 2015 to 2017 budget. So just it's the math. You can't. The numbers cannot lie always.
So when did you guys even got your budgets ready? The
The 2015 budget is the last budget that
The
was read.
2017, when did the NPP actually got their budget ready?
No,
Passed?
2020, we did not, there was no budget. There's a supplementary budget that was
2017 is what I'm asking for.
2017. That was in June. That's what we are. You know, you have 3-month period to prepare things before
Okay,
you
so
do it.
are you saying the 8% you recorded was due to the budget that you passed in June 2017?
No, it was the programs and then the confidence of the new government coming into being. That was where the confidence of the Ghanaian people came. That brings all those production into being. So it's not like, you see,
in that June, I think you reported media, and in your media report, you saw almost about 8% growth in the economy that June when you were releasing your own programs. Anyway, I think
let's not deviate. Let's not deviate. So this is the thing. We as the NPP will welcome whoever comes in terms of the NDC who is going to lead them. At the end of the day, it's going to be election. We are going to go to the Ghanaian people, bring out our programs, what we've done for the past 8 years, what we intend to do for the next 4 years, with whichever flag bearer that will bring in. We anticipate the NDC will bring Mr. Mahama, which is very good for us. Then we'll have a record to compare, right? We'll have his deficiencies and bring it on board and tell them, this is the same person who supervised this doom show for this so many years, who supervised this. There was unemployment graduate association in Ghana. He couldn't even do nothing. Then there was a freeze. He took us to IMF. We'll bring all the bad things that he did into being. The Ghanaian people will what? Judge. Do we have to continue with the NPP or do we have to go back to Doomsor? That will be dependent, because you remember when we're in Doomsor, we were telling you guys already, say, hey, this is not anything concerning capacity. This is all about money. There's no money to fuel all these things, but you guys went in there, oh, we need more capacity and brought in shady contracts. Now we are paying for it. But to this very point for the EIU, we just welcome whoever comes as an NDC. I think it's going to be difficult when they change flag bearers, because we have nothing to compare him with. But for President Mahama, that will be a good news for us. Some of us are going to work hard and let Ghanaians also know the changing of government every 8 years. We are not like America or the British where they have 200 and something years in terms of democracy. Okay. This is a young country. We need a sustainability. That means that you need one government. We talk about, let's say, let me learn. We talk about Portugal. He's been there for about 15 years. That is when you sustain something that can be continued. When we talk about Malaysia, it wasn't 8 years and the NPP go and NDC come. It was one state government running things for a long time.
We've already agreed that it's going to be 8 years, so let's not even think through that.
No. Anyway, what I'm saying, I'm not. Let me land. Let me say this. I'm not saying that in 8 years. In 8 years, NPP have to stay no matter what. No, the constitution states it right. For 2 terms, you are out. But I am advocating for the Ghanaian people to say, hey, that thing we are doing, we've not grown enough to change government like that. We have to have certain government to stay in power. If the NDC was doing good, I wouldn't have cared if they would stay in 12 years or 20 years. As long as every one of us is enjoying it, that's the most important. By changing government every 8 years is not good for the country.
Okay, thank you so much. Just a quick reminder that when the NPP is talking about all the bad things the Mahama administration did, you should also remember to add a little few good things that he did as well, so the Ghanaian people can actually do that assessment.
If I'm going to fight you,
there you go. Let's start from Terminal 3. Okay.
What we say is, if I'm going to fight you and I tell you I'm going to lose, why am I going to fight you? I'm not going to bring any good thing for you. I have to give you your weakness points. That's the game of the. That's the game.
Let me counter that by saying that if you're going to fight me, you want to also remember my strength. Otherwise, if you forget about my strengths, that's exactly where you will lose that.
If I praise you too much, your head will be swallowed. If I praise you too much, your head will be swallowed. But when I say demeaning things about you, you think of it, you get pissed, not focused and disoriented. So that's how you
All
know what
right.
it is.
So that's your strategy. Okay, we take it. All right. Thank you so much, my businessman who's doing errands for the Akufo-Addo, but he wouldn't admit it. Anyway, let's bring in my big brother, Paul Disosu, the venerable Paul Disosu of Massachusetts NDC. Paul, this report, as we've heard our brothers already discussed, it's exposing something that just occurred to me, that the NDC cannot continue to not support other candidates that should equally be or who are equally qualified to be president. If you look at the NDC right now, it looks like, if not John Mahama, who? And it appears that the party is now working to groom that person. Okay, say Mahama comes for the next 4 years, and and he can run again because he would have exhausted his 8 years. Who is that one person? If you look at the NDC, Bawumia has been groomed. Bawumia has been sold. Alan Tramate has been sold, and they're selling other people. So shouldn't it be an open contest for this particular primary, so we can see some fierce challenges to John Dramani Mahama, so that we can see other people of value, of character, of experience and acumen, that can perhaps lead our country to or as president?
Thank you very much, and I'm happy to join this afternoon. My greetings to my good brother Ifa, who has thrown a lot of lies this afternoon over here, and I'll be here to punch holes to all the lies he's been saying or he's been putting into the ears of your listeners.
There you go.
Likewise, my brother DC, he also has all the submission he just made are all probable false.
All right.
But one thing I will acknowledge my brother DC about is that he has been able to show us what he's used the money that he's gained from the office of the president for. But our big brother Ifa is still hiding his. I hope he show us what he's used that money, the money he got from the Jubilee House, what he's been using his money for.
I'm sorry,
it's
this is my own money.
strategizing to go to Parliament, so we support him.
Okay,
sure
but he's skipping it. He's skipping his that he's going to use it to go to Parliament in 2024.
Yeah, if I is it Interpol staff or where is that?
You got it right.
But he's being greedy. He's being greedy. You see,
we will help him to win the primary, but the main election, we won't allow you.
My good brother, this is showing the benefit he's getting from the party. He shows us a big track he's just bought. Our brother, if I should stop being greedy and then let us know the benefit he's getting. He's hiding his, and I know he's getting something. Anyway, that's by the way. The EUI report and Mahama, whether Mahama we are grooming somebody or not. Look, let me state on record that the EUI report is not a report that we, the NDC, we are working with. Why am I saying so? Mr. Muzu, the EIU report came out as far back as February 2021. That was when this report, the report that has become a topical issue in town that everybody is talking about. This report,
they've been predicting this thing since last year. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And the report is released every 2 months, so it's not news per se.
It's not news per se.
Maybe they're changing the topic because why is there, which we'll talk about. So
I'm going to come there. I mean, this is not a news, you understand? Because this thing, very topic we are discussing, this publication came out 2021 in February. And it's a fact. As of 2021 in February, okay, the EUI, basing their recommendation on those recommendations they gave, as at that time, the dollar has not deteriorated as it is today. As at that time, inflation has not hit 19% as we speak today. As at that time, we don't have the president who spend the taxpayers' money renting private jet, enjoying in the sky, taking shower in the sky. All those things were not something that were a topical issue. I am saying over here that this report that came out the EUI are not the best people to tell the common person on the street that come 2024, when we go to the election, the NDC will win the election. It is obvious and it is clear that my good brother, a first party, has failed miserably in all the promises they gave prior to 2016 when they took power and came to government in 2017. The only promise that, or the only thing that I'll give them A+ in is corruption. When we talk about corruption, they've been the government that has experienced the most corrupt act in all government in the Fourth Republic, and it's a fact. As we speak, I can count about 65 corruption allegations that have been leveled against this particular government that they've not been able to defend. All of them have been swept under the carpet. So what am I saying? All what I am saying this afternoon is that the EUI report is not a news. It is obvious, and excuse my language, our brothers and our sisters, my grandmother who is in the village, okay, Herjana Koppel, even knows that 2024, Mahama is going to win the election. Now the case as which they are making that Mahama, if the NDC bring a better candidate, they will win more than what it is neither here nor there. Mr. Muzu, we are all intellectuals over here. Let's speak based on fact. In 2016, when we had or went to the election, the vote that the then President Mahama had, if you compare the 2020 election, he had an over 2 million votes in addition. This should tell you that this is a candidate that is on the ground, that the ground root supporters are behind him. I am also making an emphatic statement over here that the NDC as a party is a democratic party. We are not like the other people who, they will not allow anybody to contest the sitting president, to contest the sitting president, whereby they will do everything possible to frustrate people. We are very democratic. We will open the contest for anybody who thinks he's ready to stand or to contest as a flag bearer. It's going to be open. But I can also state on authority that Mahama will gather about 95% of the vote. Whoever's contest him, I know two names have come out, and I'm going to mention their name: Dr. Dufour and the former KMA chief executive. All these two people, they are just testing the waters. They know deep down within their heart that there is no way that when we go for election to elect a flag bearer, there's no way that they will be able to torpedo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. They know for a fact. But as I stated earlier on, we were going to go through the contest. We are going to open it up. Anybody who's interested, even if my brother Ifa is interested, he's welcome to contest. But I can tell you that at the end of it, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be the presidential candidate for the NDC into the 2024 election. Now, when my brother DC was speaking, he made some false statements over here.
Yeah, so quickly wrap up on that so we can transition to the next thing.
Yes, let me also set a record straight. He was boasting that the NPP came into power in 2017, GDP growth rate was 8%. Look, we are all intellectuals, and when we are presenting or we are speaking, we should at least respect our audience. We know for a fact that NPP coming into power in 2017 did not do any work. It is on record. As a matter of fact, the IMF, the World Bank have all stated that Ghana economy is going to grow at 8% in 2017. It's a fact. And why was the economy going to grow at 8%? It's because of the additional 2 oil fields that were added to the one that was existing. At the time that NDC was in power, we were drilling about 70,000 barrels of oil a day. Before we handed over on 7 January 2017, we were drilling about 180 to 200,000 barrels of crude oil a day. This is what all led to boost the economy in 2017. That is why in 2017, 2018 is due to the good work of the ex-administration, which I am proud member of, the NDC. The good work we did that boosted the work of this super incompetent government, and that is why in 2017 they have a GDP growth rate of 8%. 2018 it dropped to 7.2%. If you notice, 2019 it came down to 4. Hold on, it came down to 4.2, 7. Hold on. I just want to get a fact right. In 2018, it dropped down. Okay, and if you notice, in 2019, the depreciation of the dollar dropped down abysmally. That was where they brought the 70 people to investigate why the dollar was dropping. You see, as we speak, if NDC comes to power in 2025, January 7th, okay, the whole of 2025, the work that we are going to do is not going to reflect in the economy outcome. Okay. So the work and abysmal work that they are going to do, okay, in 2024 by the MPP is what is going to reflect in the 2025 economic outcome.
Yeah.
And we are not going to expect, or the government, NDC, is not going to expect any better outcome in 2025 because we know our brothers are doing abysmal work. They are not on top of issues. The president doesn't even know what is going on. We have a government where the president quotes one figure, the finance minister quotes another figure, and then the vice president quotes another figure.
Okay, land on that for me, please.
I'm going to run up, Mr. Amuzu, 1 minute. They are always playing on the intelligence of the good people of Ghana. Mr. Amuzu, we all know for a fact that as we speak, the figures, economic outlook figures that they are telling out to the good people of Ghana, it's not the actual economic figures that it is. They go to IMF and they report the actual economic outlook figures. And I can give you example. In 2019, they reported to the good people of Ghana that the economic outturn was 4.5%. That was the how do you call it? The fiscal deficit. Yes, but when they went to IMF to go for the loan or to go for the bailout when the COVID strike,
the rapid credit facility.
1.2.
So you are saying when they apply for the rapid credit facility,
exactly? They reported 7.2%. Okay. So you see how these people play on the intelligence of the good people of Ghana. Okay. I am here this afternoon to let you know that the NDC has groomed somebody who will take over from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It's not an issue.
Who's that?
A lot of people in the party who are capable to take over from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So it should not be a headache for anybody. And I know my brother Ifa and my brother DC, they will love not to have another candidate so that they can have it easy. But they know that if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama contests the election, whether it is Dr. Bawumia or Alan Chiamante, by the way, I know if I supporting Dr. Bawumia, but on record, the EIU report state that Alan Chiamante is leading Bawumia as we speak.
Not the EIU, that's a different report. But anyway, let's
thank you.
That's quite a bit. Thank you so much for the delivery there. You always, come with the fireworks ready to go. All right, thank you so much, guys. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to transition to the impeachment proceedings that the NDC
no rebuttals. No rebuttals.
No, we'll keep it in your pocket. Because when you start,
there's no rebuttals for you to make because all is nice.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I will finish you when we come back.
All right, we'll be right back.
Are you 65 years or older? Good news. Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. It's true. For most people, your health insurance program increases as you grow older. That's why the state of Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. If you are 65 years and older, there's one thing we can all agree on. Your health and well-being is important. Whether you are a recent green card holder or retiree, asylee or without paper, you're now eligible for the Illinois Medicaid Health Insurance Program. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. Documents needed to apply: your proof of ID, your proof of address, and your proof of income.
All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Alfred Amuzu. You're watching the Ghana Agenda. And on the Ghana Agenda, we say nothing but the truth. I'm here enjoying my time with four of my very good friends, discussing issues concerning Ghana. We've just finished talking about the Economic Intelligence Unit's report on Ghana. Now let's transition to the next phase. Now, we will reserve the last 10 minutes of the show so that viewers can call in and also ask questions of my panelists. Please, if you cannot call in, but you have a message or question, just put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to read it out so we can see if my friends here would get answers for you. Now, this issue of Sawaba Broni is one thing we've tried to avoid on this program. We haven't discussed it so much because, we didn't know the facts. But last Sunday was different. Our brother, Kevin Taylor, had conducted an interview. He had promised that he was going to do this interview on the birthday of the president. He didn't come on. Even I made a mistake talking to somebody saying that I don't think the interview is going to come on again because I suspect that perhaps somebody may have gotten to Sawaba Broni and maybe paid her off so she wouldn't come and talk to Kevin. But boy, was I wrong. So Sunday we were all treated to this interview where Sawaba Broni spoke to Kevin and reveal a few things. Among them, which of course someone so graphic and I wouldn't want to go into the details, but what is coming out of this is that the NDC has decided to take some of these matters to their own investigation and do their own investigations, and where there is prima facie or where they find it necessary, they would invoke Article 69. So Article 69 says some things. Article 69 of our Constitution talks about removal of presidents, and it says that the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with the provisions of this article to have acted in willful violation of the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath set out in the second schedule 2, or in willful violation of any other provision of this constitution. So what I just read is 1A. 1B says to have conducted himself in a manner which brings or is likely to bring the high office of presidents into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt, or prejudicial or inimical to the economic or the security of the state. So a couple of things there, a couple of elements that that I believe the NDC is trying to pin their activities or actions to initiate the impeachment procedure on. And that, I believe, is going to be where it says if the conduct of the president is such that it brings or is likely to bring the high office of presidents into disrepute or into ridicule. We all agree that we are talking about this. Others are talking about it. Our president, if you just Google the word Sawaba Broni on, if you just Google for Sawaba Broni, our president's picture is splattered all over the internet with some unprintable informations that we, it's shameful to know that that is coming from the high office of our presidents. So I believe that is what the NDC is thinking. But they have their representatives here, and I want to ask that. Now let me read two quickly. 2 of 69. Section 2 of Article 69 is saying that for the purpose of the removal from office of the president, a notice in writing, A, signed by not less than 1/3 of all members of Parliament, and B says stating that the conduct or the physical or mental capacity of the president be investigated on any of the grounds specified in clause 1 of this article, shall be given to the speaker, who shall immediately inform the Chief Justice and deliver the notice to him, copied to the president. 3 says the notice referenced to in clause 2 of this article shall be accompanied by a statement in writing stating out in detail the facts supported by the necessary documents on which it is claimed that the conduct or the physical mental capacity of the president be investigated for the purpose of his removal from office. And subject to clause 5 of this article, the Chief Justice shall by constitutional instrument immediately convene a tribunal constituting of the Chief Justice as chairman and the 4 most senior justices of the Supreme Court, and the tribunal shall inquire in camera whether there is a prima facie case for the removal of the president. On and on and on and on. So it looks like, yes, we need 92 members of parliament to actually trigger this process. But as the process goes along, we have to, go through a Speaker of Parliament to submit, to actually assign this case or the case for determination of prima facie to the Chief Justice, who shall constitute a tribunal and all that. If you look at our architecture, it looks like this thing is going to be dead on arrival. But it also looks like it would be politically advantageous to the opposition to pursue. Let me go to Afar on this. Afar, you're in government. Should we actually be doing this? Putting somebody through an impeachment is no joke. Looking at our system, do you think we are going to ever get a Ghanaian president impeached? Because even though we can trigger the process with, just 92 MPs, considering that we now have 275, and all that is needed is 1/3 to trigger the process, it would require 2/3 of MPs to actually effectively remove the president. Okay? Looking at our court system now, the number of the composition of parliament, etc. Do you think this will be successful? If it is not going to be successful, do you think we should go that route? We cannot also say that because it's not going to be successful, let's not go through that route. If the president misconducts himself, whether he ends up being removed or not, should the process still be triggered? Over to you, Afar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amozo. Quick comment before I make a comment on that. So,
sure.
I want to tell Lifetime Legacy, how can we be afraid of somebody we've beaten twice? We're not. And
the previous
earlier submission, I said that we look at the people and we read reports that some people are even trying to push Dufour to the background. A lot of people are being pushed to the background. We've watched a series of NDC primaries where people's, excuse me to say, balls were squeezed and all that kind of stuff. So we know what the machinations and all those things are. And we will be surprised if it's not Mahama anyway. We will be surprised, but we'll beat him. That's what I want to say. Now, let me also put on here the back and forth on the GDP growing 8% prediction and all that. We are telling you that if Mahama had stayed in power 2017, it wouldn't have happened. This was a man who picked up the economy that was growing at 14%, brought it to 3-something%. It was going down. Why? What is it that we didn't see? What measures had they put in place? Huh? And even the budget that was presented, was free SHS in there? Was teacher training allowances and all that in there? Look at what we did in 2017. Things that had been cancelled were not you. We did it and we still were managing. It is more the person managing. It is more the person. It's more. You see, most of our issues has to do with management.
So
If we are in a country, if we are in a country where people are discussing the allowances for political neutrality,
so as you say that, why didn't you record 8% in 2018 since you still have the same people in power?
What we are telling you is that you can go to the whatever, with the exception of COVID year, right? Our West was Mahama's best, right?
No.
Oh no.
COVID, you recorded 0.9 or so.
Yeah, but you see, with the exception of COVID year.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Don't forget the COVID also gives you 32 billion.
Was shut down.
Okay.
COVID gave you 32 billion. Have you forgotten of that one too?
All right, guys. I think we are going back to the conversation we already left.
COVID gave you 32 billion.
So what I want to tell you is that when it comes to Mahama, right? We know him. Okay, I am not a magician to employ. The IMF man, the Mr. Incompetent, the Mr. Mismanagement, the Mr. Sikadicious, the Mr. Okakranam. So we know he's a colleague. Bring him. Oh, we know you are bringing him. Oh, that is what gives us the confidence that we are winning 2024. Watch it. And talking about forming government. You advised Mahama to form government in 2017. So we are not surprised that by this time you are telling him go and form your government.
My brother, if I will not wrap up because it is the name Mahama.
So
let's go to
the topic for tonight. I am see, when I speak about this woman, I have to control, my choice of words as it's not gonna be good, and that might affect the woman on this platform that I respect so much. But let's go to the petition. Okay, like you said, I am yet to see a president under this our constitution even being punished for his crimes when he leaves office, let alone flimsy excuses like somebody accompanied somebody to some places and somebody had access to a place, and we think that based on that we have enough evidence or we have enough some constitutional breach to start a process to remove a president. I think you put it right. It is nothing other than, it's a political game. It's the story is sweet politically, so they're gonna go for it. But we will sit back, okay, and we'll see the precedent that will be activated, and then you set a precedent. It comes to hand to you. We take it up from there.
The NPP had attempted to impeach Mahama before when they had this bus branding. Is it bus branding or the Ford stain that you did? So the president has already been there. Now let me say this: that what business is Sawabrini doing on the presidential jet? That's a question.
I think we're talking about the petition, and I want to address the petition, not the personality.
Okay.
Because if you, like I say, like I always say, the issue is not commenting about her, but I don't want to go ballistic on this show.
No,
so
the reason I asked that question is you made a comment that the petition is being, or the process is being triggered based on some speculation of somebody, going into a room of another person, and you made that, and I'm saying to you that
you see, I've told you
what business does the woman actually have?
I've told you that I don't know if I said it on this platform. We've had the privilege of the president being here, right? the president and the vice president.
Mhm.
Going into his room based on certain clearance, it is not an issue. That's not an issue.
But the question I'm asking is
Okay.
the presidential jet. Does anybody just have access to the presidential jet?
I don't work with the clearance that clear people's over up to them. But you know, if we
good answer.
if people think that all that they've heard
Mhm.
constitute enough ground based on which they should activate this,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
I mean, it is something very political. It's a political game. It's like I'm saying, it's sweet to them. So I don't really have that much to say. You sort of summarize the whole thing in its perspective. I mean, let them activate the process. We are in a democratic institution, right? We are in a democratic dispensation, and then we take it up from there. But that is what I have.
Okay, it's not an easy topic. We got it.
No.
right.
I've been on platforms. I cease commentary.
Mhm.
I cease commentary on that because you know then you have to punch. But you know I would. That's why I want to restrict my comment to the petition.
Okay.
And then see how we go from there. But we're going to follow through. Some of the, you know, I've said it on the platform. Some of the, when you start listening, you stop. You know, you just stop because I want to engage more in some other discussions other than this. This won't lead us to anything. I'm looking at. You know, where do we use our money? What do we use our money for? And stuff like that.
This is
It looks
equally
like in this
important.
conversation, people want to hear compensation or money given or stuff like that. I didn't hear that. If I hear money given, money is given for the economy to grow, for school and stuff like that. Those are the things we want to hear. And you know, if somebody thinks that what they are hearing in the news, what Kevin Taylor is putting out there constitutes enough, whatever, for a presidential impeachment, then we really have missed a lot in our country.
No, I mean you can draw that conclusion because here's the thing: this woman is making allegations that, if not true, then of course let's hear where the falsity is. You know, we are not hearing that. And you know, one part of or a political party in our governance system has decided to pick this thing up. It is important that we get to the bottom of this type of thing so we know how our president is conducting himself, because it's not for any accident that the framers of the Constitution actually put it there in black and white that actions that bring the high office of the president in disrepute must constitute impeachable acts. It's not for by accident that we have that.
Alfred, you are pushing Ifa to the wall. Ifa cannot answer these questions. So
Okay.
let him rest. He cannot talk about this issue.
Oh, Ifa, your brother is giving you all of it.
Yeah, Paul, you're right. I don't really want to talk about this issue that much, especially into the. But I'll like I said, let me restrict myself to the petition, and you know, you draw the conclusion on the petition. They I mean, it will die very soon. You won't hear about it. So let's move on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Afa, and thanks for your professionalism on this issue. You definitely don't want to step in waters deeper than your neck, so that's fine.
Alfred, this is not professionalism. This is hypocrisy to the highest level. Look, Alfred.
All right, we have a backup is here, so thanks for.
Alfred, let's go back 2 years ago. Let's play tapes.
Oh, it's not your time yet. Let's give it to. I'll bring you in finally, so you can sum it all up for us. Thanks for joining the show, Dr.
Let me give my submission now. Let me give it now because Ifa is running away from the facts.
Oh, so if you want to give it now, so you're going to jump ahead of Lifetime Legacy. That's okay. All right, cool. Paul.
No, I think. Okay, my senior brother should go.
My senior want to go, so let him go.
Yeah,
so, Mr. Muzo, these are the facts of the issue. The hypocrisy from our MPP brothers is too much.
Okay.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I can tell you, I can bet my $500 that my brother Ifa is on tape talking about Papano. Mahama is not a human being.
For the viewers who are not familiar with what Papano is, can you
I'm
give us a
coming there.
story?
I'm coming. I'll explain it.
Mhm.
2 years ago, when they framed a story and put it on the head of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, saying that he has bought houses for Tracy Boache and Miss Bell and the Papano and it's Mahama, and to extend that a minister for information went into parliament and made that statement in parliament. My brother Ifa has made that statement on different platforms. Today, what has changed? Today, we are talking about Akokrano. Why is he not ready to talk about the Akokrano? You see, in this world, okay, Mahama on this 20, I think on the 9th of December, 10th of December 2016, he said the president will judge us all. You see, it is judging us big time. Look, who are we? All of us say, who are we to talk about somebody's infidelity? That is not an issue. When they were talking about Papano and they were saying all sorts of things about Mahama, nobody was able to give a single evidence. But my brother Ifa, Dr. Ato, and the likes in the NPP use it as a political campaign against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I am here this afternoon. I'm not going to go into the infidelity of Akufo-Addo and what he does behind the wife. I mean, that is up to him. If he wants to be infidelity and be flirting around, that is up to him. But my issue over here, okay, is that he has brought the office of the president into disrepute. Number two, he has compromised our national security by stage acting armed robbery using our national security. Those are the issues we are talking about. I am not interested in Nanado having an affair with Sawa Broni, or better known as Evelyn Edu. I am not interested in that. That is between two adults. They agreed and they came to agreement and they did what they did. But my major concern, as we speak, is why is our national security being compromised? Nanado is the head and the chairman of the National Security Council. Why do you use our national security to stage armed robbery against an innocent person? If due to the negligence of the national security apparatus, due to the negligence of the people around him, that this lady had access to our presidential jet, took a picture, had access to pictures that she was also supposed to take, and she's taking those pictures, is that the best way to go around it? I can bet you on record on fact that if my brother Ifa had been asked by Nanado to get these pictures from this lady, this issue would not have even come out like this. But unfortunately, they use Hobson Adoye. He's a blockheaded man. He knows nothing. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He has putting the president into this situation.
Well, you don't want to attack anybody, right? So
no, the truth is that if Ifa want to admit, I'm telling you, if Ifa was given this assignment to be able to get these pictures from the lady,
you're calling him blockheaded, and I'm saying
this story will not come out. They use a blockheaded. Mr. Musu, allow me to. Hobson Adoye is a blockheaded person.
We draw that. We don't attack people like that on the show. You know that, boss.
Okay, I will draw it. They use an unintelligent person to go after this lady. That is what has caused all this problem for our president. As much as I'm in the NDC and it's a political tool for me, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy a little bit about it. 2 days ago, I went to work and my friend, a white man, was telling me, what is happening to your president? He's all over. And I said, look, I don't talk politics. I pretend, but I said he still be. I see you arguing on radio. I
But
said,
Paul,
please,
this funny.
please,
Okay,
I don't talk about politics at work. This is a disgrace to all of us. I am saying that Article 69, Clause 1 is saying that if the president misconduct himself whilst in office, there should be a process to impeach him. It is also on record that the NDC caucus in parliament, the minority, they are not the one who is activating the impeachment action. The minority in parliament has set a notice that this information has come to their record or their notice. They will investigate it. They will ask for further information and or to make sure if all these allegations are true. It is 3 Ghanaian citizens who has petitioned Parliament and have asked Parliament to impeach the president. Also, ASEP has got Human Rights Court or the Shrine Human Rights to ask them to look into this case. Mr. Muzu, the problem over here is that the president used our national security in a manner which does not befit the office of the first gentleman of the land. And the national security name has been brought into disrepute too much. Mr. Muzu, remember in Ayawaso Waswogon, the national security people were the people who went and brutalized people, shooting left and right, and hurt people. The same people were used during the 2020 election to kill 8 innocent souls. The time has come for us to bring the president to answer questions. He cannot be abusing his office using the national security. And I am also saying over here that the NDC is going to go, or the minority is going to go through the process. We are going to get the 1/3, which is 92, to start the process. But as you said, looking at the numbers in parliament, the truth of the issue is that we can never get 48 NPP MPs in supporting the 136 to impeach the president. I don't think, or I don't foresee it happening. But me, the truth is that we want to know the truth. Let's set a bipartisan committee involving both minority, majority. Let them go into this incident and investigate it and find the truth in it. They should investigate why our national security was used in this misappropriate way. That is what is my concern.
Okay, can you wrap up for me, please?
I'm going to wrap up. Whatever Nanado does with Sawa Brony is their business. They are 2 adult people, so I am not going to go there because it is their concern. They had the 2 of them seek to a consent before they did what they did.
All right.
Apart from the national security implication, Mr. Muzu, we are also hearing that the president is compensating the lady.
Right.
The question over here is how is or where is this money coming from? Those are our concerns.
But it shows that our president is being blackmailed.
This is not blackmail, Mr. Musu. If you have not done anything, why do you want to compensate the lady?
Right.
You understand me? But as I said, whatever it is, the management, whoever the president put to investigate this or to go for those tapes, has caused the president this disgrace. And it is Hobson Adoye. And I am once again saying that I wish even they have called my brother Ifa. Brother Ifa would have done a neat job that this system will not come out. Nobody will hear about it.
Right.
You see? Okay. So let's all put our political lenses aside. It's the seat of government, and the president is the president of the country. It's my president, it's your president, it's a first president.
Right. Let us
all bring sanity, respect to the presidency. Let us all find out the truth in this issue. If all the woman is saying is a lie, the president should come out and speak.
Okay.
John Gwedu's name has been mentioned. Banky's name has been mentioned. A lot of names have been mentioned. The former CID boss name has been mentioned. They should come out and deny it because our name is not showing good on the international red lines. Okay. When you go onto their website, as you said, when you go on Google, Any place you go, our president them is all over with Sawabloni, and it's not helping the image of Ghana.
Right. Okay.
And upon this note, I will appeal to my brothers in the NPP that nobody is attacking the infidelity of the president. Let's talk about the reality, the national security implication, and the compensation that is going to go on. That is what is our concern. Let's talk about it as Ghanaians so that we can set a precedent. So that tomorrow, if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama become the president, he knows that if he dare mess up what has happened to the current president, worse things will happen to him. And if it happens under his administration, I will talk about it. I will not be a coward and a hypocrite like my brother Ifa, who refused to talk about it. But he spoke about Papano. I am saying that Ifa should be bold and speak about Akokrano this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a lot of firework. Woo! On this note, if you have water by you or something, everybody drink some water. Come down, so we can bring the temperature down a little bit.
If I see his face, if I should show me his face, I want to see his face. If I come down, I want to see your face.
You know, if I could not look into the camera whilst he was addressing, the issue was so shameful to him.
Is in the back there crying? All right, great. So let's bring in my brother Kojo DC. Kojo, you've heard a lot of fireworks coming from Paul Sosu this afternoon about the misconduct of the president. I don't know if you would consider it a misconduct. Let's hear what you have to say.
Thank you very much, my brother. Understanding me, like, when it comes to infidelity, any private life that is not associated with anything that will, first of all, benefit you, your family, society, I don't even care about it. For two adults, that's in their private time. That's not my business. But let's ask this question. What rule or what law has the president broken? What national security?
It's broken Article 69(1), Clause 1. And
that which Clause 1, which says, I don't have one, I'm just working on.
He says his action has brought or is likely to bring the high office of presidency into disrepute.
So, meaning that
it has disgraced the
so
country.
that's it.
It has been disgraceful.
Because it's slept with somebody. Is that the crime?
And the manner in which that information came out has caused. Here's a woman on national TV alleging all manner of things, playing tapes of the president's being discussed in context that we wouldn't want to repeat here, right? So we are saying that the Constitution is clear. The Constitution says the action of the president must bring the country, the high office into disrepute, or must be likely. So it is not that, he has caused shame to the country, but his actions are even likely. I mean, if you want to stretch it.
Okay, so this is the thing, though. Like my like if I said, so if anything that.
What's your point? Are you trying to say the president hasn't caused disrespute to the high office of presidents?
I don't see it. We have a president whose boss was leaking somewhere in the Oval office, never worked anywhere. So see, that's life, I don't want to go into it.
That caused an impeachment of Bill Clinton. If that's what you're trying to say.
That is what I'm trying to say. Is like, let the processes go through. Let's see what happens. But for me,
so you're saying, hold on, that's profound. It is profound. You're saying that you endorse that the processes should go through. The impeachment processes should go through. That's what you're saying.
If somebody has alleged something, they should be investigating it, right? The father of that lady went there. The father of the the lady went to Kevin's show and said whatever. I've never listened to it. I would never listen to it. I've never
No,
listened to
the fact
any
that
of Kevin.
I think we should position this well. The fact that the lady was on Air Force One, I say Air Force One, the presidential jet, taking pictures, having pictures, compromising pictures of the president. Yeah,
Compromising picture with eating banana, or what is he doing? What was it?
I wish he was
Compromised
eating-
picture of what?
I wish he was eating banana, sitting on a bed with the president in a hotel
What's
room.
wrong with it? Hotel room. What's wrong? Was it?
And this is the
It's like
person who's
you say-
alleging that she slept with the president. So I'm saying that if
It's
you
not
have,
news. It's not news. Men, listen, men, all our power. What
and we are
makes
also
you
saying
think
that
we go out?
we heard things of the president paying her off, and there were discussions recorded in the office of the
Well,
the chairwoman of, what do you call it, the CID, which is our Central Intelligence Department of Ghana Police, discussing the president.
let me ask this.
That has made it into
What-
mainstream media. So I'm saying that, do you still not see like an act that is likely to cause disrepute to the high office of president?
Says, they say in the Bible, who have never done this before, throw the first stone.
You are not
I
a
would say
stammerer,
on this
so the fact that you are stammering on this issue, it's very concerning to me.
I'm not. The concerning. Yeah, I will agree with you, because for me, anybody who knows me, right? I
Mhm.
don't discuss certain things. I don't like it. I have 6 kids, so just imagine. Right? I
Put a
don't like
break,
it.
my brother.
Right? So it's just that when 2 adults does something and then the other person decide, let me just go out there and disgrace the other person, it just doesn't make sense to me.
This is the president we
me.
are talking about. These are the conducts that
The president is not God. He's not Jesus Christ. He's a human being. Like he lives in a
that
town
office
I
is
know.
a very
He lives in
it's called the high office of the president. It's not called that for no
Of
reason.
course.
That office is
Have
supposed
you-
to
have
be
you-
respected. Your conduct is very important. You are not just anybody. You are the president of the Republic of Ghana. So that's what we are saying.
Yes, president of the Republic of Ghana. I understand that. But he's a human being, first of all. First of all, I wish if he had done it to me, like a guy like me, I would be worried. But the opposite side, kudos to the president. That's how I would say. I don't have anything to say about this, because it just don't make sense to me. And the people even who are even saying this, it's just for political. When Papa knows something happened, I say this is nonsense. Excuse my language. Who cares? Listen, we even the young ones or the young ones, how many kids do we have? And then the whole president of Ghana, how many women that go to her? So let we can do politics with it. And I agree with my brother. Yes, this is the time we have to point that thing to a dice. Another news will come and it will go. It is this time, just give you another week or two, this thing will die off. I don't care about whatever she says, whatever she does. 2 adult concerned. The president didn't rape her. If it even happened, something or that happened, nothing happened like that, right? She is not an infant, right? She's not underage, right? And she's not a man. I would have been worried by that. But a woman, the president is a man.
Well, you
Kudos,
don't want to get into that aspect, because as to whether there's a woman and a man and all that other stuff, we are trying to avoid that one, because there's a lot of subject matter in that area as well,
So that's the point. Until we have something contrary to that, if the woman is the man, then we can go on that.
We know the woman in question and what she practices, so
Oh, no, the one she practices is okay for me.
Huh? you are
So,
suspect.
I'm a suspect man, so that's why I say I have 6 kids. So you just imagine. I just don't want to go there, right? It's not something that
God has
bothers
blessed
me. But
you.
if the
God has
president,
blessed you.
if the president have done anything contrary,
Mhm.
I'll be the first one to say let's go through the process. Even if you hear about this very gentleman, which I would not compare myself anywhere near to him. And he was this very Alhaji Hussein, former minister for roads and highway, and then a lawyer himself, former NDC. He said this thing is dead on arrival, and he knows it. Everybody knows. We just can't for this.
Yeah, but
that's how it is.
We shouldn't investigate, misconduct, right?
Of course. See,
yeah.
No. Let's go in there. She has alleges. He who she alleges must prove. Is that not right? So they should bring in. She should come out and bring the proof that the president used ABC national security.
Mahama was
no, one minute. Let me land on this one. Let me land. Listen, the president, so-called armed robbers, brought in security person Kojo Day, me, Ifa, to come and attack her. She should bring it out. Those are the people who attacked her, right? They should bring it. It's just being alleged. It's not a fact. It's being alleged. So if anybody is interested in investigation, no problem. We live in a rule of law, right? We should obey things that goes on. Let's go on. But for me, it's not a big discussion. Listen, this morning on Newsfile, Samson was talking about state-owned enterprises, managers having fat checks in their pocket, and they are not even producing anything for the country to benefit, and they're getting big, huge paychecks, vacations. Those are the things I want to talk about. No, somebody said, wow, whatever, having fun.
Well, the president bringing the presidency into disrepute is also very important. Perhaps Samson.
I don't see it. Yeah, we had a president.
Samson has taken
all the presidents the Fourth Republic, with the exception of Atamels we didn't hear of, each of them has been scandalized by something. President Daniel Rawlings, President, may he so rest in peace. The former president John.
We are talking about this president right now.
I'm just saying this is no news. When it comes to Jiggy, it's no news.
All right.
That's it. Now, let me land one with something that my brother Paul said.
1 minute to do
my brother Paul said. He said, no, 30 seconds. He said, in the NDC, they are democratic, and then they will make sure that everybody see. In 2012, when George Boatin wanted to contest, they told him he was crazy. So we know their taxes. They have all sorts of taxes. The only NDC that a president can sit and say, this is my chosen one, and then they just went. Do you remember Swedro Declaration? That brought you all those things. So they should spare us.
The Swedro Declaration brought Atamis, which you love so much.
You see, after DC is diverting the topic. He's not addressing. He's diverting on the topic.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he's stammering, which is. Yeah.
Dr. Tu even cannot talk about it. Bring Dr. Tu, he can also not talk about it.
Dr. Tu left the program.
By you yourself, you know it's not necessary. You know it.
All right. So we are getting close to the end of our time. I want to hear from Lifetime Legacy as well. And then, so Lifetime Legacy, I can pretty much predict what you're about to say. But we still want to hear from you anyway. Lifetime Legacy. We've heard some horrible things before in the past, and like our brothers are alleging here, this is another news. It's not going to end anywhere, But do you think this is still necessary for us to go into it? There are serious things, perhaps, that we should be spending our time on. Don't you think?
Alfred, before I come to answer that issue, let me also say that. Add my voice to what my senior comrade Paul said. NDC, we are a party where we have a lot of people who can step up for the presidency. And one thing, if you have noticed very well, anytime somebody get that opportunity to lead a party, the entire grassroots rally behind that person. We are not like Ifa and his group, where they'll be fighting among themselves until we are not like that. If you check our history very well, you know that we are good in doing that. Alfred, the question again, Sewa Bruni versus Nanado. Does Nanado have a track record of infidelity? The answer is yes. Okay. I'll take your memory back to 2012. During campaign, Nanado was supposed to be on GTV to a breakfast show to conduct an interview. There was this lady at that time, the husband was working at Tamale DVLA. The husband was working at Tamale DVLA as to 2016. I got a chance to meet the woman. She even, in fact, the woman in 2016 ran into our campaign car mistakenly, not intentionally. So I got a chance to see the woman.
So I want us to close at 4 o'clock. So you have like some 3 more minutes left.
I'll do justice to that. So what am I trying to say? Nanado have a track record of infidelity. When you Google right now and you say Nanado fondling a woman at GBC, the video will pop up and you can watch it yourself. So, like the accounts will say utume say obotwini na no kitin na usi wonya no wanyaye a obebotwini nanim. Is it wait? Any person who starts a practice or a behavior small, regardless of whatever status the person will find himself, he will continue with such a behavior. Nanado in opposition, even at GBC, like I've making references to, a woman in a public service was rendering her service for you to conduct an interview. You were holding the woman breast in a makeup room. When you Google that video, when you Google right now, the video will pop up and you can share it with your viewers. So for me, I am not surprised with the allegation of the woman because there is a track record of Nanado doing that. Let's see, as if I was saying that, let's see if the impeachment process will work. If it doesn't work successfully, it will be on record that once upon a time, a president of Ghana was using the presidential jet for things that are immoral. It will be on record that the presidential jet, the president used the nation's resources to misconduct himself, as it was done in Achampon's era. There is a car by name for Ubebi Beji Golf, if you remember. So Nanado will also go in the history of Ghana to be noted for using the nation's hard-won resources for frivolous things. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the brevity in your submission. I really appreciate it. For this moment, I'd like to give everybody some 30 seconds to kind of give us their last words. Let's start from Paul DeSoso. Paul, can you give us your last words in some 30 seconds, please?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Muzo. I'm grateful to be here this afternoon, and I know today is a very difficult time for my brother Ifa and DC. They find themselves in a very tight corner that they cannot even speak.
I hear you.
It's part of life. Just to make sure, or just to say that when the Papano issue came, the way my brother Ifa was very vocal, I expect him to be very vocal with the Akofano issue. That's all I will say. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's bring in Efa for his last words. Efa, if you're listening, can you please give us your last word? We can get it.
Yeah, there is a music on the background. I don't know if it is to accompany me.
Yeah,
Majestic.
It's to kind of make your last words sound so, super
majestic and attractive to a lady when I walk out of here. Okay.
There you go.
So let's go into it. So today we came to discuss the EIU report, and we make our various submission to WIT that we are sure 2020.
Including that of Nana Sawabroni.
2024, we're going to win the elections.
All right.
And then we delve into a petition that has been brought to Parliament, which is very frivolous. Let me put it on record that the president has not authorized anybody to go and rob anybody. So let's get that straight. But people can do whatever they want to do. I think that as we grow in our politics, right, there are certain things, as much as possible, we can play politics, but certain things are nearly not whatever they seem to be. And, let's know that it is the nation that is at stake. A lot of international scandals and stuff like that have hit us. And, there are a whole lot of things that are going to hit us and stuff like that. But when somebody is trying to disgrace us as a nation, let us not fire it. We can fire it for political expediency, but to whom does it benefit? Having said that, I must say that, when we come here, as much as possible, me especially, and I've seen it in our conduct, let's try to make this program one of the best out there. We respect the listeners, and we are always going to make sure that we give you the best. We don't claim to know it all, like I always say, and sometimes we go off. Forgive us. And then continue to patronize us and make sure that you share the feed and like it so that, we can also be recognized on Facebook and all those places. I really am always happy to come here and debate Lifetime Legacy and also to debate incoming chapter executive, Almighty Paul DeSoso.
All right.
My businesses are in Ghana. If you want us to talk about that, see me behind the scenes because, the pretty good stuff going on over there. In finance and in the agri sector as well as in the real estate not so good. So we can talk about that and see how that goes. But, Paul, Alfred, we appreciate being here so much and we really want to thank you for that. And always continue to give us the best, punch us, challenge us to bring out the facts and stuff like that. But not every question deserves an answer. Not every question. God bless us all. God bless us all.
You're going to say Papa no. Won't you say Papa? Just say Papa no.
He doesn't want to say that. It's
Come
okay.
on now.
All right. You all be nice. All right. Okay, Lifetime Legacy. Let's hear your last words. And
Yeah, Alfred. I
Yeah.
think, like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said earlier on, I would just NDC. We are a democratic party, regardless of the doom wishes of MPP. Mahama will continue to be our candidate. There is unfinished business that man have to come to perform.
Okay.
So we are not concerned about what the MPP are going to say. He's our chosen one and have been chosen to lead us to the promised land. If MPP think that Mahama is not a good candidate to win election, and we say that he's the one we like, they should celebrate. They should rather go on the street and celebrate that the NDC people are bringing Mahama.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. All right. So I think the last person here today. Oh, did we hear from you, Kojo? Okay, Kojo. Please
No,
give us your last. Yes, give us your last word and let's bring it to an end.
All right. First of all, thank you for being able to come in, and God give you strength. And to my colleagues, my brothers, Lifetime, Paul, and my chairman himself, we are all grateful coming here, expressing our views, discussing what we call Mother Ghana. Right? That's all. We are here, but our hearts is living down there. So we'll do whatever it is for the betterment of the country. So we'll see what will happen. We still have to continue doing what we have to do. But first of all, let us all remember, we have one country, which is Ghana, where no matter who is in power, we should be able to contribute our quota to the country. And that will be for the day.
Thank you so much. Paul, have you already done yours? Or if not, let's hear you and then we get out of here, Paul.
Oh, quick. I am, if I can come in. I don't know, all my NDC people, I know we all have friends in MPP. So I'm running for the organizer for the Washington, D.C. chapter here. So
Okay.
Just to let you guys know, break the news here. I'm running for the NPP organizer, this Washington DC
In this
chapter.
area.
So if you
All
have
right.
any friends,
You've won already.
let them vote for me.
I
Thank
will
you, my
campaign
brother.
for you, Bruta.
You've won already.
We'll come and infiltrate and vote for you. No worries.
Absolutely.
Infiltration is not you can't try. You can't.
You can. You
Oh,
can. It's not easy.
Bobia digitized that one too.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, oh yeah. It's not manual.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
So we will support
Good
you.
luck
We will
on that.
support you to be successful.
All right, Paul, let's hear from
thank
you.
you.
Your last word, and we'll take it on. Paul?
Oh, my last word is that I wish everybody the good luck. I hope next week we'll meet, and let's meet next week about it. Thank you all, and I respect all of you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Paul, for those good words. All right, so this is the program for today. We've learned so much. We've learned that the NPP can sometimes choke, but it's important that we all recognize the need for securing our citizens, especially those who may have been trampled on by executive power. In this particular issue of Sawa Bruni, I personally think that, of course, it should be looked into. We should get to the bottom of this. If that lady has been violated in any way, it should be taken up. But as far as whether the president is going to be, impeached, we know the numbers don't lie, and the numbers are not in favor of that. So that is going to be what it is. In terms of the issue of, whether President Mahama should run again, we know the NDC is definitely going to keep President Mahama. So if you follow this program, that's, if you are following politics actively, you already know that it's going to be President Mahama running again. And it's just sad sometimes that the NDC is not taking this opportunity to actually push additional or other people who perhaps may be ready for the future. The Port also says, they are doing so. Lifetime Legacy says they are grooming somebody. We want to know who that is. Maybe it's Nana Ajman, who is likely to succeed President Mahama and extend their rule. We don't know. So let's hope that this political campaign season will see other competitive candidates and squarely let the best win. All right, that's the Ghana agenda for today, April 23rd, 2022. If it is Saturday, it's Ghana Agenda time. We would be back next week to discuss more interesting topics coming from our dear nation, Ghana. May you all enjoy your weekend and pray for us, wish us strength to come back every week and do this. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all my panelists for taking the time to join the program today and contribute. Really appreciate everything they do for this program. Again, my name is Alfred Amuzu, and this is the Ghana Agenda. We will be back next week. Have a good rest of the week. Bye.